If you're looking for some spinny, tricky serves that you can use to throw your opponents off and start dominating your points, I've got you covered. In terms of serving, for me, it's not about anything complex. It's about having a niche selection of serves that you can go to consistently throw your opponents off and try to win more points. I'm Kush Baveja. I first started training competitively at 14, then by 15 I was selected in my state team. I make these videos with the goal to help you progress as fast as possible. Today I'm going to go through 3 of my most go-to serves to throw off your opponents and start winning more points. The first serve is a side spin backspin pendulum serve. The key with this serve is to contact the ball at the right point. You want to contact it from underneath and forward like this. I found that this creates a pretty decent amount of side spin and backspin, and this serve always helps me set up my third ball attack. The side spin pulls the ball sideways, and the backspin makes it way harder for your opponent to attack the ball. Usually they have to push it. To get the full benefit, you want to focus on short to half long serves. If you're doing this long, you're giving them an opportunity to attack, as with any other long serve. And if you really want to make it as hard as possible, try aiming to their body, sort of this intersection area between the backhand and the forehand. This is really tough to return because the ball should sort of be coming into your body, cramping you as you play. So focus on that heavy side spin, backspin, focus on keeping it short or maybe half long if you can, and then focus on trying to get it into the body. This is a dangerous way to then start your third ball attack. So once you set yourself up well with this, then it's all about following up strong. My next go-to serve is the top spin hook serve disguised as backspin. The motion is built around a hooking motion like this. With this variation of the serve, you want to sort of go underneath the ball, but at the moment of contact, you want to sort of flick up and then go back down. The reason it's effective is because your opponent should think that it's backspin because you're going underneath the ball, but it actually ends up being topspin. What this does is when they try and receive the ball pops up, and then this is your opportunity to do a strong follow-up. When done right, this is one of the hardest serves to receive. And I'm telling you, if you can do it right, it's going to cause your opponents a lot of unforced errors. And like with the previous serve, you want to serve this aggressively to the body or the elbow. And the unique thing about the hook serve is that you can make it travel pretty fast on the table. With the side spin, backspin, pendulum serve, it's sort of a slower thing, so they have time to, get into position when it comes to the body. But with the hook serve, you can go a lot faster into the serve and ensure that they have a lot less time to react. And when the ball does come to their body, they're in a very big scramble. They have to move very quickly, otherwise they're going to have to play a half shot. If you're a right-hander and you're playing against a right-hander, the best thing you can do is to try and hook the serve away from them. When I do the serve, a lot of players that I play get caught out with the ball sort of leaving their body away from them like this. The reason they get stuck is because it initially starts to their backhand side, but it sort of swerves away and maybe like, which one do I play, Alright, so my final go-to serve is the reverse pendulum serve. So your racket moves inwards and then sweeps outwards at the moment of contact, creating the opposite spin to a pendulum serve. And I find for me that this unique motion of your wrist going like this, it helps me sort of produce like an unusual amount of spin, especially for how small the motion is. This serve is actually one of the hardest serves for me to receive if my opponent does it against me, and I think it's the same for a lot of people. The action is so small, you have to look very carefully to see the little details of the top spin, the back spin, how much of it there is. So reading the spin profile on this serve is very difficult for your opponent, and that leads to them being hesitant when they're trying to maybe flick or attack the ball. In terms of the placement, of course, going to the body can be good. Using this intersection grey area is obviously effective, but what I actually like to do is do this reverse pendulum serve short to the forehand. The reason it's so effective is because if you can get the placement right, it's quite short, and it's going to sort of travel off short and wide off this end of the table. This forces your opponent to then reach in so far, leaving this area of the table so vulnerable. Not only is this serve so hard and awkward for your opponent to receive, you also get your opponent so out of position and set yourself up so well for the next ball. And look, if you're still uncertain and you want help refining these serves or maybe some other issues in your game, hit the top link in the description. So to end this video off, my thoughts: the best players aren't just serving for the heck of it, you know? They're using variety, quality, disguise to keep their opponents guessing. If you have a very limited inventory of serves, then it can be tough. Your opponent can get used to it. It all comes down to building a unique, deceptive, uncomfortable to return selection of serves that you can use to trouble your opponents and win points. If you can start to learn and use some of these serves, they're going to set you up really well for the rest of the rally. So that is it from me, guys. If you found this helpful, hit the subscribe button. You'll get more videos like this from me on your feed. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.